right. So we are in session 48, Sent into Fernia. Who would like to give a recap?
It was a while ago, so some of the details have blurred. I'm pretty sure last session was the one where we found out that Lux could actually kill the whole party if played correctly.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
But she was still over on the rock where we pulled the fiend coin from. The ooze turned out to be some sort of living creature, at least a portion of the ooze turned out to be a living creature. It took her over. She was then off in the dreamscape, unless we're in the dreamscape, in which case she was in a dreamscape within the dreamscape. We
Real
then had to
Inception
fight.
shit.
Right. We then had to fight like Super Lux, who mostly was kicking our asses though with just the normal Lux powers, like the ability to leap from one side of the battlefield to the other instantaneously, and the ability to just stun us into not doing anything for a round. Lux had her own adventure in the Dreamscape where she got to talk to Solomon again. But we eventually like whittled the creature down, and then we discovered that was not even its final form, and it transformed into its Super Saiyan version.
Mhm.
And then we had to fight it again. But we did eventually defeat it. At some point we were just like running it over with the car. And Lux was freed and managed to survive. But I don't think anybody everybody I think was pretty beat up after the fight.
Mhm.
Did we
I
have
don't
a
think
long
anybody
rest?
I don't think
then? 'Cause
anybody died though.
I have 91 hit points out of 91. So
There was no long rest, but I know you guys spent a lot of hit dice with
that's true.
the branded ones close wounds cantrip, as well as uses of the healer's kits.
Right.
But despite that, Lux is pretty seriously injured. Additionally, both Ewan and Trebek are quite fucked up. I know Trebek, one of his eyes melted out of his head. He was aged 20 years and he has a tongue that's basically filling his entire mouth. Ewan,
That's right.
I
I
know
remember.
Ewan had some injuries to his
My good arm.
good arm, his legs, and then also his skin has been essentially kind of turned inside out. It's now very similar to that of a Harlequin baby, which has resulted in a reduction in his movement speed, a minus D4+1 to attacks and ability checks, and just incredible pain. And now that you and the battle is over and you've had some chance, a chance for the adrenaline to subside, you're really starting to feel the extent of the pain, because it basically is your entire body feels like it's on fire, not only because your skin is so damaged, but it's also being exposed to the heat of Fernia, the sulfur and brimstone that naturally hangs in the air, all of the ash that was kicked up through the fight. So there's a lot of irritants with that.
Yeah, but I'm fully healed, so I mean.
Yes, hit point wise. The Additionally, at the end of last session, the demon ichor fiend subsided back into the pool of demon ichor. But and the soul coin is now on the ground. I think you guys had talked about what to do with it. There was discussion of potentially carrying it in the chomper or in the storage chest in the vehicle. But despite the fact that nobody's touching the fiend coin, I would say the branded one would be aware in particular, but you can all kind of feel the presence within the coin still reaching out. So even though you're not physically touching it, it still represents a potential danger. And so we left off last session kind of just one, you guys recovering from the battle as much as you can, regathering yourselves. And then two, discussing what to do with the fiend coin and how to manage it, since it is a requirement for the ritual. It's one of two components necessary for the ritual.
I think we were also discussing like maybe now is the good time to use the magical transportation back to the Wondrous Emporium.
Yeah, so
Because
that's another
apparently
thing that
Ewan
was...
just doesn't want to walk it off like a man would.
Yeah, so that was also a part of the discussion, whether to go back to the Wandering Emporium, not only because Master Hawkins likely has some capacity to provide some healing or addressing your wounds, but also there is
There's somebody there that
there's
has
the
one of these
messenger.
coins.
Yeah, Fatala, that Ewan is aware of.
Gonna ask them how the hell they deal with it.
Well, that would seem like the best course of action to me. If you know of a place where you can get aid. And then I turn and look at Trebek and I just involuntarily go. In fact, every time I look at Trebek, I can't stop myself from just the look of horror. I'm not sure that either of you is up to a prolonged combat, if it should come to it again, and we have a long way to go yet.
There are many benefits, I think, to going back. Let's figure that out. Yeah. We need to somehow drag this damn thing back into the vehicle. I don't want to leave it here.
Sorry, leave what?
The coin.
I thought we like stored that.
Did we manage that, or
Yeah, I think you guys have been talking about using,
because we were chopsticking it with the the little, there's the pincer thing we have, I forget what it's called, that you use to grab,
chomper?
to grab demons.
fiend catcher.
Oh
the
yeah,
fiend catcher.
That's right. Yeah.
You kind of maneuvered it like a pizza slice.
Right.
Well, the fiend catcher has a trigger on it, which suggests it closes. So
Couldn't tell if it like closed like all the way, or if it was just like
Right. It
Just
may
enough to-
nearly have tightened. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't close all the way. It's more of like it raises some mechanism that prevents the creature caught within it from getting out. It like tightens the grabber. But I mean, the fiend coin is quite large. It's like a foot, maybe a foot and a half in diameter. So it essentially is like a pizza. So you could have rested the coin on top of that circular section, kind of like a pizza slice, to maneuver it into the vehicle.
I mean, I don't know how we're going to get it out of any box we put it in. Better be a box we can carry with us.
I mean, maybe we can get better information on how to handle this thing from somebody I know has one of these things. Let's just see if we can get back.
So we'll just drop it. I forget which container we were saying we were going to put it in. There's like a box in the back.
There's right across from the main door of the demon grinder, there is a kind of storage cabinet. That's the primary place that it could have been, you could store it, but there may be other things that are available. Let's look at the demon grinder layout. So
Yeah, after that fight, I would just ask, like, what sort of resources did Solomon have? Because I was afraid all of you people were going to die. And then I have to raise you, but I don't have diamonds.
Did Solomon have diamonds? I don't know. That'd be a question for Lux. Lux is the one that grabbed his belongings. How does Lux look like she took body mutilation?
She's been stabbed, impaled by crossbow bolts, bludgeoned,
No big
knocked
deal.
around.
We've all done that. But did the ooze have any adverse effects upon her body?
Her acne is gone.
Wait, what?
I said her acne is gone.
He looks 10 years younger.
Oh, with the demon ichor, if it had any effect on her. As far as you can tell, she doesn't seem to have been affected by it. It may be because the influence of the fiend had prevented that to some degree.
So yeah, but I would ask Lux if you would let me go through Solomon's belongings. He may have had equipment that I can make better use of than you can, since both he and I have certain priestly abilities.
Yeah, she just nods. I have no idea what.
You're right. I didn't really go through it all, but Solomon did have diamonds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thought
4
I'd
of
written
them.
it down, but I didn't. Oh wait, no, yeah, no, here's no.
He also has, and I probably would note, the shattered remnants of the gem from Clonier.
Yep. Now here's the list of the stuff.
Which I suppose I would take. I don't think they have. I'm not sure if they have a use, but maybe.
Yeah, fragment. Still, will catch you in a minute. Potion of greater healing. bag of holding. The healer's kit. We used the healer's kit last time.
Right. I did previously get that from you. So yeah, he would pick out the stuff that looks sort of useful and then return the rest. So how do we transport ourselves to this emporium?
Yes.
Is it a spell or an item?
Isn't it a coin or something?
The what? Oh, the transport.
Yeah.
It's a coin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's a coin. I know it's been talked about, but I always forget how you activate the coin.
Well, I certainly don't know.
As far as you can recall, Master Hawkins had said, just hold the coin and think about the Emporium, and you should be brought back.
And say the words Klaatu Barada Nikto.
Yeah.
Don't fuck them up.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll do that. I'll envision everybody here, include the vehicle as well, coming with me, just in case.
Okay. So you do that, and you feel like a slight change, similar to the feeling of an elevator as it starts moving. It only lasts for a moment. As I imagine you were in the vehicle when you did this.
That's how I imagined it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else feel that?
Did we?
Yeah. Everyone felt it.
Okay, good.
You look out the window to the front, and you do see that the scenery seems to have changed.
I'll open the door.
So you open the door, and you are now in the middle of a fairly active market. There are people milling about from going between different shops. You see the different places that you had encountered before with Tallow's Garage and what else was there? So like then also the Charms and Harms shop, Lulu's spot.
Is Hawkins' place nearby visible?
You can see the 7 golden seals. Yeah.
Do we know of any other like actual healers there, or is it really just his place? I can find that list again, but
So there's let's see.
Nobody brought any demonicker for Lulu.
I didn't hear anybody say
I
that they
wouldn't
had
have.
collected any of it.
Branded
was,
one wouldn't have known anyway. No.
that was a Vegnog thing. That would have been up to Vegnog to remember because that's all him. I'm sure he would have.
Unfortunately, he's not here to roll on the table of deformities. So
So yeah, you do have the places you know of are Lulu's Apothecary, and the Charms and Harms had potions that could potentially be used for healing purposes. But you would know from your previous foray about town gathering information that Master Hawkins is a prodigy of many things, and so healing likely is something he could provide. If not him directly, he would have some person that he could direct you to. Or maybe
best we just go
included
straight there.
with the spot.
Yeah.
So, as you approach the 7 golden seals, you see a young woman with purple hair and bronze skin emerge to welcome you. You may
she then screams upon
Yeah.
seeing some of us.
yeah. You may have seen her in passing the last time, but she does go to introduce herself, and then she says, "By the sovereign host, what are you all right? Do you need do you need a doctor or a healer?"
It's kind of you to ask, but I'm fine. My friends, however, could use a healer.
Yeah, I think some of us could use some assistance here.
Well, come, please. And she ushers you into the 7 golden seals, which, as you remember, is just it's draped in fine cloth and silks, much like a big ring tent. And she sits you down in a comfortable chair, and she begins examining your wounds, looking over Trebek's face and his eye, very, very gently examining your skin, Ewan, and the muscle strain or cramping that is affecting your limbs, and then all of the wounds that has been inflicted upon Lux. What happened? What did this to you?
You should see the other guy.
I really hope I never have to.
Was a
So-
kind of fiendish ooze
Yeah.
that took over the body of Lux here, and then warped and twisted the other two as it fought against us.
Well, I think I may have some salves that I can go and get, but you're gonna need something much more than that. This may be a strange question, but do you have an appointment?
You're right. That is a strange question.
Well, I only ask because if you had an appointment, I would know Master Hawkins, or what could be available.
No, we came here from the coin that he gave us.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard him use that coin before.
You know
must
us.
have had a
Super
really,
special.
yeah, you must have had a really rough experience here at the Seven Golden Seals to get something like that.
Happens sometimes.
All right, just give me a few moments. Let me see what I can do. And she leaves you guys to yourselves. You notice a few patrons coming and going between different parts of the Seven Golden Seals, each of them looking at you with a mix of concern and fear.
I don't care. I don't care what they think. Do they have any children? Is there any children around? The
No.
moment one of those starts making funny eyes, I'm gonna jump at him.
No, there's no children.
I didn't think so.
So after a few moments, the woman comes back out, and you would recognize her and know her name from when you were doing your rounds about town. Her name is Genevieve. Genevieve comes out and says, Master Hawkins is not available right now. He won't be back until probably tomorrow. In the meantime, we can set you up with a meal and a room.
Yeah, you got somebody to feed me for me? It's difficult to move.
That is an accommodation we can support. And she she takes out a stone and places it near you, and then says, this stone will allow you to have tasks taken care of for you if you're not able to move. Are you familiar with the spell Unseen Servant? It's similar to that.
I think I've heard of it.
So it can feed you, it can help you with your clothing or moving things for you. Would you like to, why don't I show you to your room? You can tell she's very flustered by this whole situation, and doesn't really know the appropriate way to respond with it all.
She's flustered.
So she shows you to a room. It is a room. It's
We missed the
about a similar-
opportunity. Sorry, go ahead.
Go.
I was going to say, we missed the opportunity to say that this is all just an allergic reaction to moon pies, and it's all their fault. So we need more free stuff.
Missed opportunities, man. But she shows you to some accommodations. They appear to be quite a bit nicer than the ones that you had last time. It is she shows you in, and then she provides a little bit of information saying this room is completely modular, so it will respond to your thoughts. If you need a portion of the room segmented out, or a change in the layout of a bed or some furniture here, if you imagine it, it will happen. So that this room can completely meet whatever needs you may have in terms of privacy or amenities. If you need a bath, there's a tub that will fill with water that will remain clean regardless of how you use it. But anything like that, if you think about it, the room will mold and respond to your needs or desires.
That's handy.
Additionally, the same thing with food or drink. If you think about any particular cuisine, you can call it up and it will be on the table. Master Hawkins has set this room aside specifically for you in the event of your return, given the circumstances of your previous visit, for which he sends his sincerest apologies. I've also made him aware of your current conditions. Unfortunately, he is in a meeting that he cannot come away from. But he will be here as soon as he can to help in whatever way he is able. So is there anything else that you may need?
Does this thing give me food too?
Yes, command the unseen servant and it will follow your commands.
Delightful.
Anything else that you may require of me?
At the moment.
Do you know of any healers in this emporium apart from your master?
Yes, there is one. Let me go and call upon them to see if they can provide some kind of aid. So
That would be appreciated, as we might as well explore what other options there may be here. We don't actually know whose skills we need. We just know that obviously these two need help. How badly damaged is Lux? Did she heal up? I don't remember.
Yeah, I got some back. I'm like
I mean,
halfway.
hit points wise, she's manageable, but in term outside of hit points, the damage that she suffered is not neatly representative based on her hit points.
So yes, if there need to be an appointment with the other healers, that would be good if you could make one for us.
If you could provide me with some details of what happened, I might be able to expedite the matter, or I might be better able to determine any particular person that could be most helpful.
So I mean, without going into every single particular, like I wouldn't mention the fiend coin. I would describe the fiend, the sort of black pool of oil, and my impressions of what it looked like when it was taking over Lux, and then its attacks, at least the attacks that mutated these two. And it was clearly some sort of devil or demon. I'm not sure I can say what the distinction would be, but we were in Fernia at the time.
See, it sounds like some sort of demon ichor exposure, given the appearance of the two of you. I imagine that's how you acquired your disfigurement.
Sounds about right.
Okay, well, I think I know just the person. Give me a bit and I will return. So she steps out. Is there anything that you guys do while you wait?
Just like start tapping this stone. How does this thing get me a beer?
I believe you have to first wish for a beer and it will appear on the table. Then you summon your servant to bring you the beer.
We've been through some shit since the last time we've been here.
just
Might
a
as
bit.
well test it out. I will think of some obscure Carnathy food that I probably haven't had in a while, and see if it appears on the table.
It appears just as you imagined it. It smells exactly how you would expect
What's
it
that?
to.
I forget what the name of it is. Japanese have something that I'm thinking of in particular, but I forget the Japanese name for it. It is essentially just a fish sperm sac that they eat
Oh.
warm.
Oh,
Very creamy, I'm told, when you eat it,
yeah.
and it pops when you bite down on it. So they find it quite delightful.
Yeah. I can see Carnes enjoying such a thing.
It's a what now?
The fish sperm sac.
Okay.
Why eat one fish when you can eat all of their progeny?
I mean, presumably you've already caught the fish and killed it for the other parts of the fish. Why let good sperm go to waste?
Shirako. Looks like.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep. Japanese buttery fish semen.
I love that it's not just Japanese fish semen, it's buttery fish semen.
The word shirako, yeah, shira means white, yeah. So yeah, it means white children.
Surely the Carnathy call this dish the white children. As they like throw them back like popcorn.
So anyway, for the kids at home, the
Yeah.
more you know. Yeah, I just think of a beer. Whatever
Yeah.
the hell, however the hell use the stone.
So you think of the beer, and then it appears on the table in front of you. I imagine you're sitting at a table.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
But I thought the
I'll just-
point though was, so the stone summons like some sort of unseen servant. So I
Yeah.
assumed he would be lounging.
Well, I can't
Thank
like.
you.
I'm not gonna be sitting way back to where I wouldn't be able to drink very well. Utilize this modular room and have it sit me up. There's sleep number beds or the.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like grab my fish sperm semen and you're moving the table closer to you.
So yeah, so you get a hang of the unseen servant and the way that the room responds to you. So while you guys are doing that, probably about 30 minutes later, you hear a kind of like a chime, and instinctively you know that it's a chime indicating that there's a visitor. And if you call the chime, also instinctively it gives you the impression that if you say enter, it will allow whoever's there to enter into the space.
But only enter. Can't say, come in, asshole.
I mean, it's still the same gist. I mean, you also get the it's like it also tells you could say no, go away, or the common responses.
Come in.
In flies familiar face. And so there is a small-ish flying elephant creature that enters the room and says, "Oh, hey guys, it's been a while. It doesn't look like you're doing very well."
What makes you say that?
Well, it looks like you got
It's sarcasm.
demon ichor on you,
Yeah.
just like I did when I lost my eyes. Oh, he's lost his eye. Where like? And Trebek just goes, Oh, and there's somebody new. I don't think I know you. I'm Lulu, and I am I study different chemicals and how they go together and make things better. I like to study demon ichor because it has some wonderful properties. But you gotta be careful, otherwise it does that. And he points to others. But anyways, what's your name?
I am called the Branded One.
Ooh, that's a weird name. But
What are you?
what am I? I'm a Hollyfat.
I'm not familiar with your kind.
Yeah, not many are, especially people like you. But, we're around in our places. Master
what
Hawkins was
sorts-
really generous for me. He saved me, except he couldn't save me from my eyes.
Yes, that's actually what I was most concerned about after you explained your situation. As my friend here is in need of an eye, but if your eye could not be saved, that does not necessarily bode well for his.
Well, I've heard that Master Hawkins has some power to be able to heal the effects of demon ichor, but it is very expensive. Not so much in terms of cost, but in terms of what it requires. Because demon ichor, it is not quite just physical. It doesn't just change the body, it changes the mind and it changes the soul. And the soul remembers. So even if you heal or regenerate or do any of those other things, your soul will make the body turn back into what it remembers, which is that and that and this.
Well,
Why
that's
haven't
useful information.
why haven't you had this procedure done?
Because it's very expensive, like I said.
Do you happen to know what this ritual requires? What are the expensive components?
Well, it takes a toll on the person that is using the magic. The focus is the healing. Master Hawkins never really said what it was, but he was willing to discuss potential payment, but it was far greater than I was able to provide. He was willing to help, but once again, it is something that he would need to bear as part of the burden, and so he needed something to make it worth his while.
What did he ask of you that you couldn't afford to pay?
Well, it wasn't that I couldn't afford it, but I just didn't have it.
We may need to acquire this thing, which is why I ask. If I knew what it was, at least I could begin to gauge how we might go about acquiring it.
Huh. Well,
Depending on what it is, perhaps we could acquire it for you as well. I already need
Oh.
2. I don't know that needing 3 would be that much more of a burden. Possibly it would be.
You
But
mean I could have my eyes? Oh,
I will. Yes, perhaps you could have your eyes.
He kind of flutters around the room just thinking about it.
Oh, it would be so good if I could actually see color and not just these weird shades of brown. Anyways, he said that he needed the tears, the tears of an angel.
I can see how that might be difficult to acquire
Yes,
here in this fucking place.
very difficult, and not just in this place, any place. Angels are very rare creatures. There are many things that claim to be celestials or higher order beings, but true angels, those are very rare.
I imagine so.
Did he give you any details of the sort of angel that was needed, or would any angel do?
He just said the tears of an angel. He said that it is something that the angel can only willingly give. So you can't even just, you know,
There
make
goes
them
my onion plan.
right. That's what I thought.
You pop somebody in the nose, their eyes usually start watering.
Angels are different. Their tears, they are very
special. I don't know how they're special exactly, but they're special. And according to Master Hawkins, you can only get them by actually getting the angel's permission and having them give them to you. Now, once you have them, you can give them to other people if you want. So I suppose you could potentially find some angel tears, but they're very rare, especially because angels are very rare. And the amount of time that they cry is also probably pretty rare since they're pretty powerful. So
I guess it could be worse.
I
Could be
agree.
could be asking for the heart of one of these things.
why would you want the heart of an angel? They're supposed to be good, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind.
Why would you want to make an angel cry? Why inflict sadness on a creature like that? But often enough, these rituals have impossible asks where you've got to go and collect the breath of a fish.
But
So I'm
what?
happy.
you can
I am
kind of
happy.
see like Lulu's brain short circuit there for a second.
I am happy at least it is an identifiable substance we need.
Maybe if
Perhaps
we
we can locate someone who already has the tears of an angel and simply rob him and take them from him.
I know somebody who might have something.
So yeah. Now, since you got exposed to demon ichor, did you bring any? Well, I would really like to have some if you brought any.
I'm pretty sure Vegnog, but he's not here right now. So
Oh,
We didn't really have any means of collecting it without, and I will glance over at you and this happening. How do
Yeah.
you collect demon ichor without inadvertently destroying yourself?
gloves. As long as it doesn't touch your skin, it's fine. So if you have some thick leather gloves or some other like very waterproof is usually pretty good. Any physical kind of barrier will help keep you safe. It just can't. You don't want it to touch your skin.
Well, I see. I don't know if Vagnog collected any, but he's not here right now.
That's too bad. Maybe I'll check back later and see if Vecnog has anything.
There is a decaying puddle of it on the ground in Fernia. So
Ooh,
perhaps when we go back, we can collect some.
ooh, that would be lovely. I would pay you top coin.
you have an easy way of us getting back here.
I do not.
I'll make it difficult.
Well, this place is a difficult place to find. It's on the back of a wandering creature. Wilfred.
Yeah.
So, how are things? You can see Lulu kind of like scratch into one of his ears.
I just start chugging the beer.
If you would like anything to eat or drink while you're here, please feel free.
Oh, well, don't mind if I do. What do you got?
Although technically I have no idea, like maybe somewhere like with the mini bar, there's a tab that's just racking up.
I'm actually not sure about that, by the way.
Not sure about what?
Well, whether or not you can even get anything.
Why not?
We might have to pay for this.
What do you mean?
Shit ain't free.
You offered
Who did?
the branded one.
You sure? Can you
Well-
play that? Can you play that back for me?
No. Did am did I get too high again?
It might have happened.
Ah, am I apothecary? It's so hard not to get high. All the wonderful things that I work with and mix together, they're so delicious.
So this place, where is it in relation to the other planes around Eberron? Are we on Fernia?
Just well, everything outside the 7 golden shields, that's all in Fernia. It's on the back of Wilfred. He's an animal. He's a big animal, and we ride on him. But anyways, here in the 7 golden shields, I heard people talk about how it's not really here. But if it's not here, then where are we?
That's what I'm trying to discern. Where are we? Apparently, we're on the back of an animal of some prodigious size.
Yeah, Wilfred. Oh, that's right. You weren't here before, but Ewan and Lux and Fagnon, they should know. And Solomon, where's Solomon?
Solomon, he is dead. His head was severed from his body by
Oh.
a blade throwing fiend in Fernia.
Well, I'm sorry for his passing. He seemed like a good guy.
Yeah.
He was very polite when I talked about how I got demon ichor on me and then I lost my eyes.
Well, he was wise to pay attention to that story, as it turns out. Information is always a good thing.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
So perhaps we will stop by your apothecary shop and see if there's anything that you sell that we need.
That would be lovely. I have many cool things like this stuff called Catalytic. Ah, it is off the charts for gnomes, but you're not a gnome. It would just kill you. But there's also like absentia or black dragon's blood or blue dragon's blood or red dragon's blood. Dream lily. That one is pretty rare around here, but I have some. It doesn't really grow here. It mostly grows in Eberron. But you know, I have some. And then the spider's dust, and I also have some poisons. If you're into poisons, like if you need to really make sure that you got some cockroaches that you really want to get rid of, then you know, I got stuff like that. Like I got drow poison or this stuff called midnight tears or malice. That one, it sounds really scary.
So you are a drug dealer and poison seller.
I am an apothecary.
He's a drug dealer.
Do you have anything that would incapacitate fiends?
Ah,
Preferably something that could be delivered on the edge of a weapon.
well, fiends are hard. Most of them are completely immune to poison because even though they have physical bodies, they're not really physical. They're really living souls. Kind of like when I was telling you about the demon ichor and how it gets on you and then it changes the body, but it actually changes the soul. And then that's why it can't heal very good.
That makes sense.
Yeah, if you're trying to get a demon or a fiend or something, it's better to use magic. They are very clever and they have very strong willpower, so it's not easy to like charm them or something like that. But if you can get them in a situation where you are trying to make a deal with them, they have to listen. Because they're not gonna pass up the opportunity to try and get something out of you, especially if you offer your soul.
Well, I'm using my soul at the moment. I would not wish to trade it away.
Eh, some people do though. So, yeah. So,
So yes, we
how
will
are
stop
things?
by. We will stop by to see if you have anything that we need. If you could give thought to anything that might be effective against a fiend, we'd
Yeah.
certainly be interested in that.
I could look over my notes. Maybe I wrote something down before, but I forgot because of all the drugs and getting high on accident and sometimes not so accident.
On second thought, let's not go to Lulu's. Tis a silly place.
Right. I'm
So
just drinking beer. I make another beer and I drink it too.
at one point, Lulu starts like picking at their belly button, and then kind of picking at it with its trunk.
Listen, can you do anything about this at all?
I can get you high.
It's like Calvin.
I just think just like look over to Lux. Well, I think that'll be all. Thanks.
Well, I mean, since you're here anyway, Ewan makes a good point. If any of us is going to want drugs to get them high, it would be Lux.
Oh, yeah, I have plenty of drugs that will get you high. Like normally, like I just said, Dreamly is very good. It's very rare, but I have some and I can share for a price.
I don't know what it is that she smokes normally, but Lux, he may have, she, I can't really tell. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Neither can I sometimes.
But Lulu may be able to get you an increased supply.
What did you say, Lux? I can get what you need.
I'll pass.
Okay. But if you change your mind, you know who to call. Lulu.
Yep.
And then I'm going to experiment now for the first time with trying to like adjust the room. I don't know if it's like Ewan only can adjust the room or anyone can.
It's anyone.
Okay. So I'm going to start like moving walls and positioning them to slowly back Lulu out of the room and through the door.
Wow. I must be really high. The room is moving, guys. Whoa.
Yep,
Yes,
you're
thank
really
you for
high.
coming.
I should probably get going. I need to get to my drunk bed. Okay, guys. Bye.
And Lulu flies out.
Are all
I
of the
chug a third beer.
are all of the creatures here so colorful? The receptionists seem normal enough.
There's some interesting ones.
So I take it we are just going to wait until Master Hawkins can address your problem, or another healer here in town, if we ever hear back on that, before we go and talk to the person who also owns a fiend coin. Oh, by the way, where do we park?
Like right in the middle of a plaza.
right in front of this hotel.
Yeah.
Lock the door, right? I mean,
Get outside. It's gone. Owed it away.
it's just up on cinder blocks and the wheels are off.
But I mean, I remember the first time we came, like it didn't. Maybe I'm misremembering. I thought we couldn't like drive all the way in, and we wound up leaving the car for a while, like way at the outskirts, and then we walked in. Although maybe we just chose to walk in.
I mean, they worked on our vehicle.
Yeah.
Right,
so-
but initially when we had to figure out where the mechanic was. So we walked into town where we met Master Hawkins, and then he explained to us about the mechanic.
Yeah, so you wouldn't have noticed Kurt as the branded one, but everybody else would have noticed that the layout looked fairly different. I guess based on Wilfred and how he positioned himself maybe when he decided to park the town. That may have affected things, but regardless, yeah, the vehicle is fairly central in the town, although it's also not in a place where there's a whole lot of traffic, like foot traffic or anything. So it's not like it's in the middle of anything. It's not obstruction, and it doesn't seem like it's necessarily out of place where it was.
So, but I assume that's the plan, to first seek treatment for you and for Trebek, and then to go and find the person who owns the fiend coin.
I was trying to find the handout because you made a little handout for it, I thought, but
For what?
for like the information I did gather while I was out and about last time.
I think I did provide it as a single handout initially, but then I went through and just created a separate file for each of the NPCs. So if you go
Okay.
to known NPCs in the Wandering Emporium, you
Yeah.
should see doubles of a lot of the people.
I should see what now?
Like you should see two Ecomon de Vidalis.
Oh,
You probably would
I only
see
see two Swarvithan.
Swervethan.
Yeah. Yeah, I only have two of him.
Oh, you know why? Because I separated them. So everybody sees one version, you see a different version.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. Got it.
So I'm updating it so you only see one Swervethan. Which part are you looking for, or what was there someone in particular that you were wanting to read up on?
Yeah, the one that has the coin.
That's Vitala.
That's the one. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so basically, I could tell people about what I learned about that dude, and perhaps those who are healthier could perhaps pay him a visit while we wait. If we want to save on time.
I have no problem waiting a day. I am nearly out of spells.
All right. I chug another beer. My goal is to get sleepy and pass out.
All right. So, if there's nothing else that you guys do, you guys can go ahead and get a long rest in. The night goes fairly well. It's pretty comfortable accommodations, so you don't really have any foreseen issues with sleeping. And then you wake up the next day.
Switching my spells around a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just hang for a moment, I guess.
Wasn't Tears of an Angel part of something else?
Did sound familiar.
The other component that you needed for the ritual was something like that.
But not exactly that. Something adjacent to it.
So looking up under prophecies and shit, in addition to the feed coin, you need the blood of an angel that has lost their heart.
Well, there you go. Now we have the reason why you might want an angel's heart, so that we can then collect its blood.
Well, you gotta make them cry first and then take their heart.
I mean, maybe taking their heart would make them cry,
Yep.
and then get their blood. It's a threefer.
Or we could make them cry perhaps if we just tell them a really good joke.
It sounds as if it has to be a voluntary exchange. So perhaps we find an angel that we can reason with.
By the
Or
way,
perhaps we find a fallen angel. Although I don't know how we would get tears from one of them.
Does it say it has to be a good angel? Could we find a fallen angel? I guess I mean, who's to say that this Hawkins is gonna want the same things from us?
That's true. But we still have to get an angel's blood, apparently, for your ritual. So either way, we have to find an angel. And other than a fallen angel, I'm not sure we'll find one in Fernia.
Indeed.
So, one thing that I forgot to type out, but you'll be getting soon in the journal is that journal that you guys found. And I think you had it. Is that correct?
Whose journal?
The journal from the wreckage.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vagnog had the journal.
Well, we're gonna instead say it was one of you guys. And so with the journal, you would it basically goes over and recounts that the group that had been traveling together for some time, and were initially a kind of adventuring company funded by House Cannith, to allow the Ariel de Cannith to find new schemas, magical schemas to improve her creation and contribute to the house. But at some point, the group had run into Cardinal Crozin, at which point he forced his mark upon them and then sent them to Fernia. Based on the journal, they've been kicking around Fernia probably for the better part of 5 years or so, trying to find a way out. It describes a few interesting encounters, but what the thing that you really notice is they had come, like one of the key things that kind of sticks out is they had come across a face fire, which is interesting because you guys would know the face fires were after the day of mourning. There were like legends of these face fires that would come and appear in random places across Corvair. But after the day of mourning, 6 of these spires appeared and just never left. They kind of just stuck around, and they were inhabited by creatures from the Feywild, so Eladrin, Fairy, and things like that. And one of them was in the Lazar Principalities, and about 5 years ago, it disappeared. You guys would know that from, no, not 5 years ago, probably 6 years ago. And then it disappeared and it was very strange. But the journal claims that this group had come across the face fire, and it's very dangerous. But if you can actually get to the face fire, the face fire has a way of basically going anywhere that it wants, sending people anywhere that they want to within Fernia. So the way that the journal puts it, it has something to do with mastery of ley lines in Fernia. And they can basically teleport to any point in Fernia that they want. So
Does it say where this face fire was?
it gives some vague directions. Another part of the journal indicates that Fernia, the landscape changes so that directions are not always meaningful. Because even being next to landmarks doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to navigate by way of those landmarks. But it does provide some directions to where they encountered it. But one of the dangers is that it is only, you can only get there, like there's a certain area around the spot, the face fire. And if you cross into that area, you're not only going to get lost, but you're also going to possibly blow up unless you come from a very specific direction.
You are going to blow up.
The journal basically says that things crossing into this area explode.
That sounds like a Mike special.
And
Damage written all
It's
over it.
whiplash explosion.
somehow these idiots survived and made it to the tower.
Well, they didn't, it doesn't say that they made it into the tower, but they did encounter a creature that they called the guide, who was one of the denizens of the tower, and they were fairly friendly and talked to them about some of these things. And they indicated that if you could satisfy the guide, that they might be willing to point you to the tower. Doesn't really say specifically, and I kind of have to think more about those details since I haven't written it up yet. But the guide has the knowledge of how to get to the tower and may be willing to share it under certain circumstances. They weren't able to do it, but all of this information came from meeting this guide outside of the tower just before they stepped into the blow up zone.
There's always a catch.
Well, if we find this tower, maybe we'll have a way to use it. I would imagine it doesn't teleport our vehicle with us, though. Hate to lose that. But it might, if it can teleport into the cathedral, it might provide us with a way to gain an element of surprise.
Mm.
That is, of course, assuming we stumble across this tower. And don't get blown up trying to approach it.
Branded one, one particular thing that kind of sticks out to you is this would be the perfect way to get back to
Flame keep.
yes, to deliver the fiend.
Right. At this moment, I'm assuming like we don't know where they were. They probably teleported. You're not going to teleport a short distance. So we probably found their corpses way far away from wherever the tower is. So, So I'm not at the moment hopeful we're going to find the tower. Although by adventurer logic, of course we're going to find the tower.
Alistair Martaros, that's who I was trying to think of. So, after probably
I mean,
about
that is so. I guess I'll ask a question about what's in there then, because the other question that occurred to me, because I did think about that, is, but again, if you teleport away from the tower, does this somehow let you teleport back, or is this just a one-way thing? Because then we're teleporting away from the vehicle again, and then we've got to walk back after once again finding a way to fly down from Flamekeep. There can only be so many planes hidden in the wreckage of Flamekeep.
Well, I mean, the last time our plane from Flamekeep was Vegnog, so
Right.
we got that. We can hang on to his love handles.
So yeah, it's probably just before noon. And Master Hawkins arrives. Unlike before, where there was that chime, he just walks in, and he walks in with this big grin on his face, and like with his cape kind of just opening it up with the arms wide open and going, "Hey guys, how you doing? Oh shit. The fuck happened to you?"
I'm not decent.
Genevieve told me a little bit about what you guys went through. So, Demonicker.
That's what it would seem.
Well, before we get started, anybody want a sody? And he pulls out a couple of blue cans, and or Little Debbie's, and he pulls out like some oatmeal cream pies and some Nutter Butters, Nutty Bars, or whatever they're called. Anybody want one? Well, here, I'm gonna set them on the table. Help yourselves.
Sets them next to yesterday's uneaten fish sperm sacks.
White children.
All right. So first of all, Lux. Here, let me help you with that. And he fumbles around on his belt, and he pulls out a small vial, and he offers it to Lux and says, "If you drink this, all of your wounds will close up, any broken bones will mend, and you'll be a-okay."
Okay. I drink it.
Nice minty flavor, goes down smoothly, and immediately you feel that cold sensation flow throughout your body, and your wounds begin to mend, your bruises fade, your aches and pains go back to what they were normal before all of the injuries.
Okay.
Now that one's on the house. My bad with that other time. But the demonicker that one's tricky.
Yes. Small elephant creature Lulu was here and said that you might require angel's tears.
Yeah. So Angel's Tears, they are the only thing that I know of that can restore a person's soul. So potentially if you had Angel's Tears, that might be enough just in itself to heal you. But usually there's still a 50-50 shot that it won't, just because it needs to be delivered correctly. But so the easier route is using magic to heal the person's body. If you do it, if you change the direction of the flux of the energy, and you really mess with the photons and the electromagnetic field of it
Oh,
all.
you're just making stuff
can-
up.
Hey, you want my help or not?
If you know how to do it.
So, as I was saying, if you change the energy of the spell work slightly, what you end up doing is you heal the body and the soul by sharing a portion of your own soul. And that is incredibly painful and detrimental to a person. Now, if at that point you were to use Angel's Tears, person that did perform the spell could then easily take the Angel's Tears and restore that portion of their lost soul. So that's the basic mechanism behind it. By the way, I don't know you. You weren't here before.
No, I will motion to Trebek and say, my friend and I met them in Fernia. We were together when the fight happened that caused this damage.
Okay. Well, like I said, so that's how one heals from demonic, or now it could heal naturally. That is possible. It takes a while though.
We wouldn't happen to know where we might find an angel then.
Champagne room.
Yes. I'm sure there are many strippers named Angel. We just have to find her.
Yeah, that's the tricky part, especially considering we'd have to try and figure this out while being like this. Right?
Well, I've heard rumors of an angel. I think that they're being kept in like a maze of bones.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
It's to the north or to the south of here, relatively. I mean, for now, who knows? Fernia changes all the time. It's very frustrating that way. That's one of the reasons why Wilford kind of moves around. But Yeah, I've heard rumors that there's an angel being kept in a maze of bones made of fiends. Uh, real dark stuff going on around there. I mean, angels are very rare, so I'm actually surprised that there's any you'd be able to find in Fernia, but if you're gonna find one anywhere, that's where you're gonna find it.
I don't suppose Fatala would have any on him.
No.
And how strangest question I've ever asked. How much in the way of angel's tears would we need?
Fair question.
Is there, do we need like an ounce per use? We do have 2 injured people here.
You
And
would
if possible, we suggested we might also try to retrieve extra for Lulu.
so I've never seen the process, nor have I ever actually used Angel's Tears. But my understanding from my studies is that the moment that an angel sheds their tear, it crystallizes and falls from their face. Uh, each one would, any one of those tears should be enough for one use of a spell, because once again, each use of the spell requires an investment from the caster of a portion of their own soul.
12 ounces to be safe.
And then the other problem, of course, is assuming my friends and I here can retrieve the angel's tears. We, at least as I understand it, and you can correct me, don't have a way to get back here.
No easy method, at least.
So one of the things that you could purchase from the 7 golden seals is a token that will allow you to return, because as I mentioned to your friends here, when they first stayed, that the 7 golden seals actually exists within a pocket dimension. It's not actually a part of Fernia, and so therefore a person could return here at any time. Now, the token that I gave your group as compensation for a really terrible stay allowed you to physically teleport to the Wandering Emporium. Those I don't typically sell, nor do I have any on hand. That is, I mean, I could make one. It would take about a day. But once again, you'd have to purchase those.
These,
What would the basic token cost?
1 soul coin.
Is this a limited use item?
Yes.
Yeah, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, it would only allow one person to return. Now with the basic one, it the one that costs 1 soul coin brings one person to the pocket dimension, and once they exit the 7 golden seals, they're returned to the spot where they came from.
And that's a whole soul coin.
Yes.
And we would need at least 2. So I assume I know the general answer, but what would it cost us to get the upgraded coin that would take you a day to prepare?
For materials and cost of labor, that would be 4 soul points. Because it would also be it would basically everything within about a 20-foot radius would come with you. So that would allow your vehicle to come to.
How many soul coins do we have?
We have a list somewhere.
12. Well, actually, probably, yeah, 12. You
I
would've used
mean,
that
I
last
would
half.
say it still seems to me like the upgraded coin is almost like a deal because it brings everybody.
Right.
You know, whereas
How much
if
is
we
it
wanted
again?
4 soul coins.
Mm. Right. And then we might be able to
And
bring
it
a
brings
little
us-
extra. Yeah.
Right. Well, and it brings the vehicle, and we don't like I was gonna say maybe we just get 2 soul coins and drop since we're here now, we're not gonna be able to bring the vehicle back. Make sure it doesn't need any repairs, like have it inspected because we might not be back this way and have access to a mechanic.
Right.
But the expensive coin, we could do that if as needed. Plus, we don't know that we're not going to run into like more demon ichor down the road, and then more people need to come back.
Right.
This is Mike's game. People are going to be maimed and deformed.
Now,
At every possible turn.
Master Hawkins does inquire. He says, "So, I know. Are any of you capable of using healing magic, casting spells at all?"
I can cast healing spells. Or rather, I can channel the power of the silver flame to heal.
I look down to see if my chest hair is still present.
It
Your
It's
skin's been turned inside
basically-
out. It's on the inside. It's like ET when you light your luminous tubes.
That's much better than what I was going to say. Yes. So Master Hawkins looks at you and says, I mean, if you want, you can take on the process as well. I mean, the shifting of the energies, the direction of the flux, and the all of that you could do it if you were willing to take on the risks involved.
I didn't even understand half of your description of the process. Something about faux bombs and electrotetics.
I'll show you the diagrams. It'll make more sense with the diagrams.
He's drawing Feynman diagrams on the board.
Once you
To bake a
see
cake, you must first create the universe.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit! How the fuck do I do that?
Yeah, so you could take it on, and then that way the
It
risks.
seems worth it for me to learn your ritual, as I may wind up having to use it. Though it sounds as though we need angel tears, or else I would simply be deforming myself in the process.
Yes, but typically the risks to you as the caster, the injury you heal is not as great as the injury you deal to your own soul. But there are consequences. It takes a piece of your divine spark. And so that means that you would lose access to some of that power. So essentially, after Master Hawkins explains it to you a bit and shows you the diagrams, you have a better understanding. Mechanically, your character would understand that the loss of that divine spark would mean that as long as you have this diminishing of your soul, you would lose access to those parts of you that make you a hero and chosen, which means that for each person you heal, you give up one of your action points, and it doesn't return until you heal this wound upon your soul.
And the angel tears allow me to restore that, though, right?
Yes.
Or am I misunderstanding? Okay.
Or so you learn the ritual, and then we convince somebody else to do it.
Force them to do it at crossbow point. Hey, Lulu, I think we figured out how to get your eyes back.
Really?
Well, I was once returned to life by the silver flame, and I don't know for what purpose that was done. Surely there was something. I find it difficult to believe it was to heal the damage done to two people I've never met before, but perhaps we can find the angel tears, and then we wouldn't need to come back here and have you perform the ritual. So I'm willing to learn it. May discover that this actually is the purpose for which I was returned to life, which would be very disappointing.
You sound like you have a very cool story, and I can't wait to hear it while we go over how to do this ritual. By the way, have I told you about my 4 boys yet? I'm so proud of them.
You definitely have not told me about them.
Master Hawkins spends the next couple hours working with the branded one, showing him how to achieve the effects that he's looking for, while also intermittently asking about how you came back to life, as well as bragging about the various accomplishments of his children and his eccentric ideas about how to fix the economy and to ensure that everybody has access to retirement and healthcare.
Do you not run the Emporium? Can you not set these policies however you wish?
Well, you see, you got to have the entire world adopt these things by making me in charge of it all. If I was just emperor of the world, these things would happen just like that.
But if you are emperor of the world, what about liberty? What about everyone else and their ideas and their freedom to live life the way they want?
Everybody would be so free.
Yes, but somebody has to pay for all of these programs you want to set up. Why should I have to pay for Ewan's healthcare? Look at him.
They're all funded by themselves with the 100-year golden seals. The 7 golden seals are 7 golden bonds that cover and he just kind of rambles on from there. So yeah, it takes a while to kind of learn the Master Hawkins's teaching style. He gets very frustrated very easily when you don't get it right away. But you know, after some time, you're able to you get the gist of what he was trying to tell you. You understand now the way to shift the healing magic, but you also understand the consequences of shifting that spark from your soul. You also understand that based on all of this, not everybody that can cast magic can perform this type of healing. Only people that possess a very particular spark, which you do, and you realize that the very thing that called the silver flame to raise you from death is the same kind of spark that's needed to perform this. And Master Hawkins wouldn't have realized that because you get the sense that he just wouldn't understand that not everybody has this aspect to their soul, whereas you are in a particular position where you understand the uniqueness of what is being asked of the caster.
Sounds like he's an NPC who has action points to spare. So yeah, so I assume that's like I don't know how long this takes, probably a while.
Yeah.
He's got to go over it multiple times for the dum-dums. So I don't know what other people are doing. And I forget actually, did I tell the rest of you my character's backstory? Because you probably, if you were in the room, at least you probably would have heard it.
I mean, I think you mentioned dying and coming back or whatever.
Yeah. So basically, I was like a hardcore. The Brandon one was a hardcore Carnathy agent. Eventually, like after the war ended, some of us didn't want to give up the notion that Carnath could actually win the war. So we were terrorists in Thrain trying to make gains to transfer territory over into Carnath's hands. But I was captured and set to be executed. And they actually did chop my head off. But then my body erupted into silver flame, or at least my neck and my head erupted into silver flame. My body stood up and the head reattached itself. And that's how I got this sort of silver sheen to my face and why my hair turned silver. And while I had been a sorcerer before, that's how I became, a divine soul sorcerer of the silver flame. So I would have given that to him in greater detail. And then the whole thing about how they kept me locked up, not knowing what to do with me. And then slowly, like the Silver Flames plan for me clearly has been unraveling, because this all happened shortly before Flamekeep got transported to Fernia. So obviously I am the chosen one.
You're something, all right.
I even have the class feature proving that I am chosen.
Also, I think because you were in Flame Keep when all of that happened, Kurt, it's possible that you and your character may be aware of.
I might have been there at
Yes.
the beheading.
Maybe.
I guess maybe not. Otherwise, I would have recognized him by now. But
Yeah, probably not, because one thing that. Well, wait. I don't want to say anything before.
Yeah,
Kurt
so
does.
Mike and I did discuss that the execution itself wasn't super public. It was mostly church people. And I'm sure whatever attendance they had. So I don't know if you were actually working for the church or not.
no, they are not my employers. But I maybe I heard of it. Maybe I heard of this execution. I don't know. Maybe I can roll a history or something, or investigation or something. I don't know.
Maybe insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Interesting, but all right.
You really need to bring back gather information from 3.5.
Now, what the fuck? Piece of shit.
Yeah.
Roll.
You were busy. You had a lot on your mind.
I just wasn't at the keep at the time, I guess.
Out drinking and carousing.
I do it very well normally.
What's going on for Lux with all of this that's been happening?
I was gonna say Ewan probably would have had a better chance at hearing it during his carousing, because something like that would have gotten out. Regardless if
Yes,
there was
but did he remember
5
it the
people.
next day?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very good at this is my job. What do you mean? I don't drink so much that I fucking black out and don't remember.
Just that night.
Just it's about how you carouse and who you carouse with.
No, but I'm just wondering, because Lux, your character has gone through a lot in the last 24 hours. So I'm just kind of wondering, now that your body has been restored, what's kind of going on for Lux? How is she
Bracing for the
appearing?
inevitable letdown when we get into another fight and I'm not as effective as you were playing my character. So that's basically what she's preparing for. Just taking everything in.
So Lux has been very quiet and introspective since being saved from the fiend coin.
Yeah, just like everything that's happened.
So I'm just curious, has Lux been smoking? Because it's been like
No.
more than a day. We've been trapped in the same room together.
Nope. She didn't. She quit after Solomon died.
So I don't think the branded one would have noticed that, to be honest.
Right.
I have. It's her choice. Your body, your choice. That's what I say. Also covered by the universal healthcare, right?
Yeah, that is true. What is Master Hawkins' view on legalizing weed?
Oh. He is absolutely for it. In fact, he hasn't brought it out yet, but in addition to that bag of Everfull Pepsis and Little Debbie's, he's got a pack of Everfull weed and edibles.
That's true. What's his position on the socialized dental with all that Pepsi he's drinking? That's going to be extra expensive.
Indeed.
So I mean, I would suggest like once I get a sense of like how long this is going to take, like it's not just like here's a scroll, go forth. I might suggest that Lux, I mean, Ewan and Trebek aren't exactly like completely bedridden, so I don't know if they want to go out, but I still might suggest that somebody go and try to take the vehicle to whatever this mechanic is, because it would still be good to see if there's any damage we don't know about, because we don't want it breaking down. Or we could do it the next day after I'm done with this.
I don't know. I figured maybe I might just see if I can make the trek to see Fatala while he makes this coin, or maybe even ask if there's something we could do to mitigate this fucking issue.
All right. Well, so that's
So
a
we can
second
find
question is, now that I know the ritual, do we need him to make the coin? Like, do we want to spend 4 soul coins? Since maybe we don't have to come back here to heal the two of you.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it's also potentially, a handy, let's get the fuck out of here for a minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually,
get
I
out of
guess
the
another good point is, how long did it take for us to like activate the coin and transport here? Is it like, does it take like a minute or 10 minutes or
That's fair.
one action in the middle of a fight?
No, it took
Bring
about a
everybody
minute.
in the fight with us because it's within 20 feet. Lux is way in the fucking back, so she doesn't make it.
Yeah, it took about a minute probably. It wasn't instantaneous.
So you're right. It might be useful to get that coin. But I mean, we only have 12 soul coins.
Yeah.
We never know when we're going to come across more. I feel like there's going to be this run out of gas episode where we're just on foot looking for soul coins.
If only we could have taken out that one son of a bitch. I know we were close. We had to have been close. But I was driving the whole damn time.
You
So I
weren't.
couldn't fight him. If I was fighting him, it would have been closer.
Closer.
I think I could have got him.
Had you guys not been split between car combat and like actual
Yeah.
combat,
We need more people to do that.
Well,
We need numbers.
We don't have Trebek. So
It's a good thing he's not a spellcaster. He can't fucking use his tongue. Can't use verbal components.
I also did realize, like, anybody who drives, Trebek probably would appreciate it if you avoid bumps, because he's probably been biting his tongue the whole way.
he's just got like a puddle of drool across his chest as it just kind of leaks out and he can't stop it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So another question is that, like, do we want to get the expensive coin, one or two of the lesser coins, or just trust that we can handle this on our own? But we also have to go and visit what's her name with the soul coin to see how she deals with having it around.
He, she, I'm not sure. There's a gender here.
For who?
Fatala?
Oh. Vitala is a guy.
Yeah. The picture is, you only see like this portion of him. And it's his hands.
So, and my character's sort of tied up until this process is done.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess shall we go talk to them? Talk to this guy.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Lux, are you accompanying Ewan?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
Okay. So, as you exit the 7 golden seals, you see a person like hanging on your vehicle. Like you see them like with their hands up on the side, touching the armor, kind of like holding their face to the vehicle as if they're listening.
Do I recognize this person?
No.
Hey, get off that.
Don't you hear it?
Yeah,
It's
get
a
away.
beautiful call. It calls to me,
You don't want it.
but he give me back so much.
No, we can't.
How do you know?
Do you see me right now? Look at me. I'm the captain now. Look at me. This will happen to you.
No, I don't believe it. Let me in. Open it for me. Let me get to him.
How many? So you got any soul coins?
How many will it take? Name your price.
15.
I don't have that. I don't have that. Maybe 5? 5 soul coins, and you let me in. You let me in.
I don't know. 5 soul coins and I'll think about it.
No. 6. I'll give you 6.
6 and I'll think about it too.
7. That's all that I have. 7 soul coins, and you let me in.
7 soul coins. I'll let you look through the window.
No, you let me in. You open the door, please open the door. He's gonna make my dreams come true. He's going to bring back everything that I've lost. I need it. I need him. Open the door, please. Just let me in. Please.
Listen,
His call.
Get the hell out of
He's
here.
calling to me. He's calling to me. And he
I hit him.
begins. He reaches to grab your shirt,
I just hit him with my good arm, which is a robotic one.
Okay, go ahead and describe what happens with that.
Like as he goes to reach for me, I just like fucking uppercut him. Black.
So yeah, he let's come on. Oh, this is lame. I can't even access this thing. What? Alright, get it over here.
Like, I don't know what the crime situation here is, but he just announced he has 7 soul coins on him. So accidents happen to people like that. That's all I'm saying.
So you hit him and he's knocked out cold.
I just drag him. I don't know where the nearest bar is, but I want to bring him to a further bar.
You know,
I just-
weekend to Bernie's him and carry him.
I'm just gonna put him in front of the door.
Okay. How are you going to carry him when your
I'll-
skin is on fire and in agony as
I'm
with
just
any
dragging
touch?
him. I'm not like carrying him. I'm dragging him.
Okay.
With the help of your unseen servant.
Yeah, I don't know. Would I've been able to just grab that stone that creates the unseen servant?
I mean, you could have, but the minute that you exited, it wouldn't be in your possession anymore.
I probably would have grabbed it without like thinking, this could be handy while I'm out there. And then realize it didn't come with me.
Yeah. So, so you drag him away, and then, so now you head over to Fitala.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I'm not a thief. I'm not gonna rob this dude of his fucking soul coins. So I'll go to Fatala after that. If there was a bar near Fatala's, I would drag him to that one. How about that? Nearish, like near enough that it's roughly in the same direction.
Sure. So, but you approach Fatala's place. The building looks very disturbing. It resembles something out of an H.H. or H.R. Geiger painting. In with the way that the architecture is.
Very alien-like.
Yeah. And so, there's no signage at all on his building, but there is a front door. As you open the door, there is a desk, a front desk, that is being overseen by a smallish red creature with a dual row of horns over its forehead, arching back along to the crown of his head. with wings draped over his shoulders, and he looks up at you and says,
How can I help you?
Looking for Fatala.
And what business do you have with Fatala?
None of yours.
Look, are you here for deliveries, notaries, communication services? What is your business with Fatala?
To ask him about his coin.
One moment.
so the creature annoyedly gets up from its seat and heads into another room. And then he comes back after a few minutes and says,
Wait here.
a few more minutes pass, and then Fatala emerges. This is what Fatala looks like. Did it show it for you guys?
I already have him up, so I don't know.
Nope.
Why did that not do that? You know what? I'll just do this. Do you guys see that now? Share screen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Fatala. He comes out walking with his fingers like that, kind of, despite seeing him stepping, it almost appears as if he's gliding across the floor. And he says,
You wish to know of my soul coin?
More
I
importantly,
mean,
wish
my
to know.
fiend coin.
Yeah, yes. More importantly, I wish to know how you handle the thing. If you needed to move it.
What do you mean?
Say you decide to leave this place. Surely you're not going to leave it here.
It's on display.
Yeah. Again, if you decide to leave for some reason, you're not going to leave the coin here, will you?
mm,
Leave your bring
I
your
would want to pick it
establishment
up.
elsewhere. Yeah. Surely you're not going to just grab the thing.
If you're planning on stealing it, you should know this place has many traps and wards.
Does it look like I'm capable of stealing anything right now?
Could be a disguise.
If only. What if then, let me ask you a different question. What if somebody else had their own coin with the soul of a demon? How might they move that coin without it negatively affecting them?
Are you saying you have a soul coin?
Possibly.
a fiend coin.
It's possible.
How are you alive?
It's a mighty fine question. Maybe one day I'll answer that. Perhaps the day I die, I will tell you.
Well, as long as that coin has not been absorbed by another fiend, it will call out to whatever mortal it can reach. And eventually, it will find one. It will break down their consciousness. It will force the mortal to serve as a shell for its new body. There's
Yeah, I'm
only
familiar
one
with
thing
that.
that can help, and that is a barrier of lead. But even then, that is only temporary. Because even if you encase it in lead box, eventually the coin will find a resonance that allows it to broadcast its desires, even beyond the box.
So lead is what you're saying. That's the best you got. It's a lead box.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Do you happen to have a spare lead box around?
No. I am a postmaster. I am a currency exchanger.
Mm-hmm.
But are you?
I
a
am
general?
not an artisan. What did you say, Peter?
I said, but are you a general?
Perhaps the thing I would be willing to steal would be that box. I don't need your coin.
Yeah, even if it is a actual fiend coin,
It's fair.
may not even be that. I haven't felt anything in here.
That's true.
Believe what you wish. Attempt what you will. Not only are the traps that I have set up throughout my establishment quite effective, but those who break Master Hawkins's laws in his realm suffer the consequences swiftly and severely. You do not want to meet the Duke.
He calls his fists that, don't he?
Oh, if only.
So it's just like, all right. Well, we did what we could, guys.
Is there some service that you wish to purchase?
No, I think we're all right. Where did you get your box from? Someplace here in town?
If you are,
No.
you said you're a postmaster,
Yes.
and you have no boxes here.
None lined with lead.
Seems like a premium service you should be providing.
It's an untapped market.
Mm. Yeah. Sure, we can find something in town. Good day, sir.
horrible day to you.
Yes. Let you get back to your stamp licking. Walk out.
Yeah, for some reason that one hurt, Fatala. um, roll me insight checks, the two of you.
If I can roll better this time. Slightly.
Okay. Both of you get the sense that he probably does have lead line boxes, but he doesn't really care for the two of you, and so doesn't really want to do business with you.
To be fair, it sounded to me like you walked in and said, "So how would one go about stealing your soul coin?"
Exactly.
I tried to get hit lick, man. I can't fucking steal shit right now.
Well, if that's the case, then we could send the Brandon one in here just to talk to his little servant. Just say, "Hey, I'm here to buy a lead line box," and maybe he'll sell it to him since he doesn't know him.
Otherwise, I'm sure somebody in town could do it. What do we have here again? We had a couple of places. One of the shops here. Charms
I mean,
and Harms. Probably
I
not at
as a-
Charms and Harms.
as a
Yes.
player, I'm still curious how he has it on display, but Weirdo with 7 soul coins isn't beating on the entrance.
We didn't feel any presence in there. Could be a fake one.
Right.
But I assume the hard part will be finding a box big enough to hold the coin. So someone may have to make the box of that particular size. Or make like a big sheet of just lead foil.
Mm-hmm.
Just wrap the coin in it.
Right. Like a big record.
You take measurements of the coin. Just like a full like a CD case for the coin.
45.
Yeah, what's the size of this thing again? Like record? Yeah.
Like
like
a
like a 45
foot.
record or
It's like a foot and a half in diameter.
one of the big ones.
Yeah, like a 78.
Yeah, just wait till we play that shit backwards.
Playing it forward already fucks with you. Play it backwards, it's Aussie. What the hell? Or what was that other? What was the band from Little Nicky that he mentioned? Like Little River Band or some shit.
I don't remember much of that movie.
No, it was Chicago.
All right, so what are you guys doing now?
Yeah, I mean,
We gotta find a box. I mean, find something to transport this thing in if we're gonna use it.
yeah, I mean, if anything, maybe Hawkins can direct us someplace that can make one.
I mean, in a magical world, somebody like you should be able to like ask around and someone will direct you to the guy who makes boxes.
Right.
But there's probably a way to get that guy. That guy is probably not unfamiliar with lead line boxes because it blocks detect magic, the most basic of all divination spells.
Yeah.
Like I would kind of think in a magic world, like a lot of chests would be lead lined just because people want to keep their magic stuff safe.
I mean, there's just the, they got to deal with the, potentially lethal, anybody who fucking has to deal with the lead, get that lead poisoning.
Yeah, oh, that's like one of the questions is like, where's the line between this being like a quasi medieval setting and a modern setting? Because in the Middle Ages, people dealt with lead all the time.
Yeah, they'd chew on it and put it in their makeup.
Right. I mean, in my game, the Romans used to just flavor food with lead. It apparently has a sweet flavor to it.
Yeah. Honey,
That's
can you
why the
pass the
kids ate
lead?
the right. Maybe that's why the kids ate the paint.
That is why they ate the paint, actually. Because it's sweet. And it's also got that nice crunch. I'm not speaking from experience.
I remember the first time I heard somebody say like, yeah, somebody ate too many paint chips growing up. I'm like, who the fuck would eat paint? Fuck.
But yeah, I mean, you would get the sense that probably Swervethan and Hebsmythe have something.
Yeah, I mean, I would. Yeah, we could just ask people. It's like, hey, where can I get a lead line box? Anybody who doesn't instantly repulse from me, I guess I would ask that.
You need a casket? Are you looking for a casket?
So yes, they would direct you to Swervethan, and Swervethan does have a lead line box that he'd be willing to sell to you. So let's see what kind of
Doesn't need to be very big.
I mean, it's all relative. Not a jewelry box or a bread box. But we've dealt with this guy before, so
yeah.
should just ask him just in case whether or not you've got any store credit left.
Yeah, when you would actually see on the receipt, store credit expires within 1 day.
Come on, Vegnog would see that. Wouldn't let that stand.
Well, it didn't really matter because you guys used it all. But He would charge you 100 gold pieces for a lead line box of the size that you're looking for.
Yeah, the real question is, do we have that? I have 56 gold pieces. That's all.
He would
Yeah.
happily take a soul coin and provide you with some store credit.
I think the gold would be fine. Vegnog will be back in here. He'll get that for you. We'll get the rest of that.
I mean, does Lux have money?
Not much.
I can't even check if how much Vegnog has because his is
Yeah,
his
well,
character sheet is on D&D Beyond.
I have 7 gold pieces. How much is this
Amazing.
thing going to cost?
Between us,
100.
we have 63 gold pieces. And we need 100.
right. So I assumed Lux took Solomon's money.
Correct. Yeah.
So Solomon had 5 platinum on him. That's
Okay.
50. Then he had 4 gold, 133 silver, and 25 copper.
All right, so that would be able to cover it then. So you guys spend the coin and receive a box.
Thanks,
Swervefan wonders
Use
if
the
there's
5
anything
silver
else.
and my 50 gold. Make
I
it
mean, 5
even.
platinum.
5 platinum, I meant, yeah. It's almost silver.
Swervethan wonders if there's anything else that you would like to purchase.
We had to scrounge up that kind of money. Not right now.
Cold weapons. Still need cold weapons.
Does he even recognize me?
He recognizes Lux,
Uh-huh.
not so much you. At least not at first, but your robot arm gives it away.
That's fair. Yeah. Can't model that skin up.
Nope. Can rust it though. Ooh, that's the next thing that happened to you.
Stainless steel, god damn it.
We must
All
go
right.
through the forest of rust monsters.
All right, so you guys got a box. And then Branded One has been learning the ritual.
Other than that, like if I walk around like this, I'm probably fucking exhausted
Yeah.
afterward. And, you know, I'll visit a different place later to see if there's any way I can like temporarily alleviate some of this
Mhm.
something.
Lulu
I mean,
said,
yeah,
he'd get
Lulu's
you
got
high.
plenty of stuff.
That's not gonna help. I
I
feel like
mean-
that's not going to help.
Yeah. We don't know for sure. Like maybe Lulu has something that would just take the pain away, but not muddle your mind.
I don't know. We'll see.
That and
I
a hat
feel-
of disguise. Maybe we don't even need a ritual.
For some reason, so a song just popped in my head. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. I don't think that would be effective in this case, though. So as
Yeah.
you guys,
You couldn't
Oh.
bag it. You couldn't bag it and tag it. It wouldn't be enough.
so as you guys approach your vehicle with this box now, you see there's another person kind of walking around the vehicle, talking to themselves.
That's shoo. Get out of here.
Oh, but don't you hear it? Don't you hear the voice?
Yep. And if you want to get to it, going through here is not going to work. It's a trick. First, you have to go to the edge of town. And you gotta spin clockwise 3 times. Then jump up and down 5 times. Then you'll meet it. You'll hear the voice again. All right.
You sure it's not spin around 5 times and jump 3 times?
I try it both ways. Just in case it doesn't
to be
work
safe.
the first way, yeah, try it the other way.
As you start saying that, you realize that you also hear a voice in your head.
I'm sure I fucking do. I don't know what voice is trying to talk to me. I'm fine. Get out
Don't
of
we
here.
all hear a voice in our head?
Turns out, no, not everybody does.
Yeah.
So you begin hearing, don't you want the pain to end? Wouldn't it be nice to just return home, to not worry about all of these issues? Forget Spellshalor. Forget the issues with the church. I can make it all go away. Just touch the coin.
So again, spin 3 times, hop 5 times. If that doesn't work, spin 5 times, hop 3 times. Ignore it as much as I can.
Just pick like a really annoying earworm song so that it doesn't even want to be in your head. Like all Carly Jepsen up in there all the time.
At some point while you're speaking, the person's eyes kind of gloss over and they giggle and then skip away. Which is not at all disconcerting.
Yeah, at the very least, you should just say, like, look, I've already got an offer for 7 soul coins. What are you putting on the table? Just see what you can get.
So, but you're able to get into the vehicle and shimmy the coin into the box. Before the, oh my God. Before the box closes, you hear, "No, Ewan, you are making a mistake. I can give you anything. Your heart's desires and dreams. They can all be yours."
You know what I want is for you to shut the fuck up. Close the thing.
Once you close it, you no longer hear the voice or feel the presence of the fiend.
Perfect. I still keep it stashed in the vehicle, I guess. Keep that door locked. Can we have it like the Batmobile from the Tim Burton series where it like fucking armors up?
So you're actually quite lucky because these infernal war machines, they don't lock from the outside. So
Okay.
the people that were kind of mulling around, they must have still been kind of just freshly experiencing the voice and kind of trying to figure out what it is, because had they actually become assertive to try and grab it, they probably would have been able to do it with ease.
Well, in that case, maybe don't keep it in the vehicle.
But we
Just
left
in case.
Walla Walla, the attack koala there to guard it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be on your
So
own,
are we
Walla
sure
Walla.
the coin's still there and it's not possessed the koala? Or is there no mind to possess?
Walla Walla is an effective koala.
He's so smooth brained.
Still, that could be like the whole of next session when we discover that Walla Walla can also solo the party.
All right, so what do you guys want to do now?
I will just head back and get another drink.
All right. So Genevieve shows you guys back to the room. And we're
Get
the
your stone
branded one
back.
and huh?
Ewan should get his stone back. I don't know if his stone reappeared back in the room or at the front desk.
It would have reappeared wherever he was holding it once he re-entered the room, as if it had never really left. But Ewan and
Thought it
Lux
might be
return.
like a bowling ball return. It just somehow rolls back into recession.
And just as the branded one and Master Hawkins have finished up, there. So you got it now, right?
Yes, I believe I understand your ritual. Not certain yet if I'll find an opportunity to use it, but certainly knowing it is better than not, as it may come up.
Excellent.
Oh, good.
Who
Everyone's
wants
back.
Sodi? And Master Hawkins pulls out a couple of cold cans of Pepsi.
So Ewan, did you want us to get another coin from him?
I don't know. It still could be useful.
Well, then we might as well just bite the bullet and say, Master Hawkins, we would like you to make another coin for us. And we'll pay you the 4 soul coins.
Okie dokie. Just take me about a day. Now, you guys, technically, the comp was for a single night. So if you want to continue staying at 7 golden seals, it'll be the normal price.
Technically.
In actuality.
Oh, okay. You know.
What is the normal price?
1 soul coin per night per person.
Well, it's about time to hit the old dusty trail. I guess we'll be back tomorrow.
Just like have that unseen servant just like pour as many beers into my mouth as I'm walking out. I'm like, hey, can I keep this?
No.
Can you make another one? I know you can.
I mean, you could pay for it.
Super useful.
Yeah. that's
Out
why I make
there.
them.
Pay for it. How much?
For that,
I give you
2
6
soul
gold coins. I only got 6 gold coins.
that's 2 soul coins short.
Indeed. What do you need soul coins for? Come on now.
It's the currency of the land.
To branch out. Let's set the bottom the thing down.
So yeah, there's other cheaper establishments that you can spend your time. But each of them are still going to charge at least 1 soul coin for all of you for the night, since that is a primary currency. There are
Sleep
some
in the vehicle.
I mean, there's some place you could do that too, but you would have to have the vehicle continuing to run, which is going to cost you soul coin that way as well,
Why's it gotta be running?
because you're in Fernia.
Or we're not. We're in the Wandering Emporium.
No,
Just in
the
third
7
pocket.
golden seals is in the pocket dimension. The Wandering Emporium is still in Fernia.
Well, whatever. It's a soul coin for all of us, or for
Yeah, like the cheapest place that you're gonna find around here is a soul coin for all of you, and that also includes dinner, and then also breakfast, but it doesn't include any kind of alcoholic beverages.
Um,
I mean, that would allow you to let your mechanic look the vehicle over. Since presumably if they were going to do any inspection of it, they wouldn't want us living in it at the time.
not like we can afford it. Not yet, at least. Need to find more coins.
So are you gonna spend the soul coin for lodging, or are you gonna stay in the vehicle? Are you guys going to take the vehicle to Talos?
There's no way to earn soul coin here in this place.
Hmm,
None that I found the last time I was here.
There's no gambling establishments in the entire Wandering Emporium.
oh yeah, there's gambling.
There you go. You've suggested you're a master carouser. We have a whole night to kill before we go back to Master Hawkins.
I'm not exactly at the top of my game right now. I don't even know if I'm halfway close to the top of my game right now.
Well, fair enough. Still, as between sleeping in the vehicle or sleeping in a more normal hotel where we also get food, we might as well spend the soul coin on the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, it's a full soul coin, right, for the hotel, or like half a soul coin for the night in the vehicle.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could rough it and sleep outside the vehicle or inside the vehicle with the doors open so there's some airflow. I spent many a night sleeping in Fernia before we found our vehicle. It's unpleasant. We won't get quite as good a night's rest. It will, of course, be harder on you and Trebek than on Lux and I.
Indeed. Need a fan. I mean,
I'm
even
sure
if
you
we,
could buy one for 2 soul coins somewhere here.
yeah, everything's 2 fucking soul coins. Yeah, and even staying at a more comfortable location doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be less hot. Considering the permeation of this heat here.
All
Require-
the places that offer lodging they have magical means of maintaining the temperature in the building.
Mm. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like in the skin of my own character, so I don't know exactly. I understand that it's very uncomfortable, but I don't know how very uncomfortable.
Well, not yet. I don't necessarily know that heat is better or worse or what.
Right.
Well, so another consideration. If you remain outside without either being in lodging or in the Infernal War Machine, you're going to have to do 8 Constitution saving throws. And you gain 1 level of exhaustion for each one.
I thought that
Wait,
was only
it
the
did-
people in heavy
wait.
armor.
So
Or medium
it's
or heavy armor.
oh, it actually depends on the weather. I'm reading one of the weather conditions. So let's see what the weather's like today. Oof.
That's what you want to hear.
Guys, it's your favorite thing. Out in the distance, there seems to be a massive cloud of superheated ash heading towards you.
Well, in light of that, it seems to me we should stay in the vehicle and spend the half a soul coin. Although I don't understand the rate at which this thing burns soul coins. I am otherwise happy to spend a full soul coin on one of the other establishments if that is easier for Ewan and Trebek. But if Ewan has no preference, then we might as well go for the least expensive option, as we are going to have to find additional soul coins
Yes.
sooner than I had anticipated.
Let us just try that.
Okay, so you guys are gonna stay in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So did you already put the coin in the box?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are we feeling any residual effect?
None that you can sense. It seems like you knew the way that it felt before the coin was put into the box. The constant barrage of the thoughts that you could tell were not your own. Now, instead, you feel the absence of that voice. It's not that it's gone. It's that there's like a psychic hole where it used to be. That's the effect that the lead line box is having.
Sure.
But it's peaceful. It's a peaceful hole.
So have we noticed that there is like a how far out could we be from the vehicle before we stop hearing the voice?
Probably about 15 feet away from the vehicle.
So if we take the vehicle to your mechanic and they can attach a trailer hitch to the back and we get a little cart and we just drag the coin behind us like 15 feet, then everything will be fine.
Currently, we're doing all right, though, right? So, yeah, I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
get
I
our
mean, for
rest.
now, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just see if this new problem of the hole in the psychic background creates its own problems. Like
Causes some
before,
sort
it's
of
like you have the crazy demon voice, and now it's like too quiet.
yeah.
That is actually a really good, like, kind of way of describing it. It's an eerie silence. It's an unnatural silence, but it is a silence. And in comparison to when the influence of the coin was actively being felt, it is definitely preferable and more peaceful.
I just sleep as much as I can, as comfortably as I can.
So let's go ahead and call it there. We'll pick up next time with were you guys taking were you guys gonna take the vehicle to Tallow for any kind of repairs or upgrades?
Said like only the branded one wanted to do that, so probably not. I think we'll just pick up the coin and go back, and then
Yeah,
look
I
for
mean-
the maze of bones to find the angel.
We could, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's like free consultation, maybe, right?
I mean, you guys, your vehicle is right now in okay shape. I mean, there was that one thing that you guys had to repair in the field with the council, I think, but the repair is holding up pretty well in terms of hit point damage. The vehicle has only lost like 25 hit points. So you still have 175. So
Not bad.
it's, yeah, not something that needs to be addressed.
Well, I mean, like I
Does
said,
the
if
branded
we-
one
if-
have mending?
I don't have it prepared. I'm sure I could take it.
That's just a cantrip.
But so long as we have the better soul coin, if something goes wrong, we can bring the car in later. It's less of an issue anyway.
Also, Ewan, just as a reminder, while you are suffering this stuff, you do have a minus 1d4 plus 1 to attacks and ability checks, and your speed is reduced by 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all the stuff that mechanically was going on with your character. Correct? Is there anything I missed?
I don't recall specifically anything else, but
It'll be good to see, like, when we're in the midst of the storm, will the crazies brave the storm to gather around the car, try to get in?
All there's something else I was looking at. I can't remember. There was something else I was going to do or say or something. Now I can't recall.